Hello and welcome to the Young Turks Dream Decade. I'm Shireen Bhan. That is right. This is a brand new series. Young Turks has entered its 10th year. 10 years of celebrating the entrepreneurial spirit of young Indian enterprise. It's time now for us to get back on the road. So on Young Turks on the Road, we put the spotlight on some of the brightest young entrepreneurs we have in the country. On Young Turks Tutorial, we give young entrepreneurs an opportunity to be mentored live on Indian television by some of the best entrepreneurs in the country. And on YT Buzz, we capture everything that's hot and happening in the entrepreneurial world. Here's a quick glimpse of what we have lined up. Our first guest wants to light up the lives of millions of people living in energy-starved economies like India. Sam Goldman claims that he's come up with a solar-powered lighting device available for 549 rupees to 1,699 rupees. Shruti Mishra gets on the road to find out more about d.light. Our first guest today has an alternative to kerosene lamps, one that's more brighter, safer and affordable. Operating in 40 countries across the globe, Sam Goldman's d.light caters to the energy-starved population with its low-cost LED-powered solar lighting. Winner of the Ashton Award for Sustainable Energy and the Green Oscar in 2010, let's take a look at this champion of change. His childhood spanned across continents. Growing up, he volunteered with the Peace Corps in Africa. A graduate in social entrepreneurship from Stanford, Sam Goldman is now lighting up lives of 2 million people. We caught up with this alternate energy entrepreneur as he works out sustainable solar solutions with his venture d.light. Founded in 2007, d.light's renewable energy innovations cater to the energy-starved population in India and across the globe. With 6 low-cost LED-powered solar lighting devices already on offer, Sam is on a mission to help rural India get rid of its kerosene-burning lamps and replace them with affordable solar-powered LEDs. But what made Sam start up?
2 things in particular that really swayed me. One was a sort of a tragic incident. I came back to my village. My next-door neighbor was a 12-year-old boy. He had somehow knocked over a bottle of kerosene and it had caught fire, and he had got somehow entangled in it, but he spent about 6 months sort of just lying on his stomach, completely burned head to toe. And I was just, it really bothered me because it seemed ridiculous and didn't need to happen. And so I started doing research and I found out this is an unmet need. There's clearly solutions. I know they work because I've felt the pain myself, so I'm interested in moving in this direction. So you have your operations in China, in Tanzania, and you started off operations in India in 2007. What are the unique challenges and the opportunities of doing business in India? It made perfect sense. So it's the largest market. And my rationale was, if we can do it in India, such a vast country, so many cultures, you know, kerosene is highly subsidized, very competitive, millions of very smart businessmen who, when they see an idea, they enter in. So if we can work in India. Yeah, if you can do it in India, you can pretty much do it in any part of the world. You can roll out in the rest of the world because that's the way it works. So that was the nature of it, was, okay, that's what India is going to offer. It's going to make us super competitive from the beginning, and therefore we'll have the best solutions. And it's turned out true. I mean, people here, I can take a product to Africa, and even if it's 50% more expensive, you know, by and large, they haven't been delivered very affordable, high-quality products. In India, they'll say, oh, that's nice, but are you going to give me a, you know, X warranty? It's still not good enough. Nothing's good enough. It has to be way better, and that's what India delivers, which is good. So take us through d.light's innovations. How are they impacting the lives of people who have no access to electricity? We have the lighting side of it, which is really important, and then we have mobile charging side of it. And these were the 2 things we said, if we could give people clean light and we can give them communication, then your quality of life and standard of living jumps dramatically. So how many states are you present in currently, and how many households have you reached out to? In India, we probably reached about 150,000 people. Globally, quite a while back actually in October, and we've been scaling now quite fast. We reached our 2 million person impacted sort of metric. In India, we're in about 20 states, I think, right now.
Today, solar as an opportunity has been identified by various other entrepreneurs. So what is your approach to distinguish yourself from competition?
We're really working on solutions for families that don't have significant amount of income and can't buy other solutions. So how do we innovate for them? So we're going for super affordable solutions. And we've been, as I said, we've been trying to focus on...
And that would range from?
Right now, in India, we have 549 rupees a solar light, which we consider the most affordable solar solution in the world, especially at that quality band.
Right.
And we have another one which also can charge mobile phones and
Yeah.
has many more features, which is at $16.99 as their MRPs.
Energizing lives of people with clean and affordable solar-powered gadgets, d.light has its operations spread in 40 countries across the globe. Despite catering to the bottom of the pyramid population, d.light's business model has found favor among both commercial and social investors and has already received funding of $12 million. You have a rich mix of investors on board, and even clean tech businesses today are getting a lot of VC attention. What traction have you created to ensure them on sustainable returns and profitable exits?
We're guaranteeing, or we're not guaranteeing, but I mean we're really pushing the envelope in terms of good returns for our VCs, social and economic. I mean, we're growing super fast right now. This is not easy. Here's a customer who doesn't make much money.
Yeah.
It's highly seasonal income. They're in the middle of nowhere often. There's a reason they don't have electricity. Something's going wrong. They're hard to reach. They have very little infrastructure. So they're risk averse. So all of these things, and all of a sudden we have to develop distribution to them, market to them, convince them that they should go with a totally new brand, new technologies they don't necessarily know about. So all these issues. So in light of that, I think our investors are pretty happy. We're growing quickly. And in the next year, we're going to be break even, and we're going to start having normal returns the way a business would. So
the business is yet to record an operating profit, and I believe you're targeting revenues of $25 million this year?
So in the 2012 fiscal year, yeah, we're hoping we can double or triple our business and get in that range. That would be a nice target.
Keeping to its promise of purpose and striving towards operating profits, d.light now has plans to launch another low-cost range of solar products called S1 in the next 2 months. Ranging from 350 to 400 rupees, Sam is optimistic that this will make India a hub for d.light's business. You have your design operations in Hong Kong, and you have your manufacturing facility in Shenzhen in China, and you have a huge market here. I believe India is the 3rd share of d.light's overall business. Any plans of setting up more units that would perhaps help you lower your costs?
Yeah, it's pretty exciting what's happening in India right now in terms of solar innovation, obviously with Moser Baer and companies like that. Now we're seeing much more interest in LED technology and whether those type of manufacturers could come here. I would say previously there wasn't the right ecosystem and supply base in India, and I think...
And you think that is happening now?
It's going to take a couple of years to get there. So I've hired consultants and looked at it. It would increase the cost to our consumers dramatically to do an immediate switch now. But we're thinking this is a space we have to monitor constantly as soon as it makes sense for our customers.
And how soon do you see that happen? Give us a time frame.
It could be anywhere from 2 to 5 years. It may make sense, and then that would be exciting for us. So
what has been your go-to-market strategy? How are you planning to penetrate deeper into the Indian market?
We've looked at some interesting ones like rural entrepreneurs. And these can be the local teacher, it can be a local businessman, it could be a housewife. And
I believe you've partnered various organizations, microfinance institutions.
We've worked with MFIs like SKS Microfinance, and there's other ones too. I mean, ITC is a great partner of ours. So we span a range of different partners trying to look at who is already interacting and connecting with families in rural areas that has built up trust and is delivering good service to them.
So tell me about your future plans with d.light.
Right now, we have a new investor as of June, a Meteor network. So what we're looking to do right now is definitely to move. We have good solutions in lighting, we have good solutions in some mobile charging, but how to expand into all the other needs that a rural family would have, and how do we be much more comprehensive in that. So to do that, we're going to be most likely looking at opening up some additional engineering and R&D offices. When we started up, India was our first market. We were in 1 country. Over the last 3.5 years, we're now in 40 countries. I assume we'll be in sort of 60 to 80 countries in the next couple of years. So how to manage that kind of scale is something that's going to take a lot of investment. I believe you have a goal, and that is to impact over 100 million lives by 2020. How are you planning on to achieve that? The only way to really get there is to be in a lot of countries with the right products that are really appreciated. So what I say is, I don't want to have a huge catalog of projects that are all doing small volumes. I want our products to be the Nokia 1200, right? We need products that really matter to people and they can get at that kind of scale. That's what we're going to do in solar.
All right, Sam, we do hope you meet your goal. Thank you very much for joining us on Young Turks. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much.
Well, Sam, more power to you, and we hope that you continue to delight customers all over the world. On that note, time for our first break, but when we return, it's time for our first Young Turks tutorial, Sanjeev Chandani mentoring Zomato after the break.